diving. Hope comes and stops us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Good afternoon, my friends. Got a lot of big emotions going on. Let's do some stuff here. I got that there. Told those people. All right. I'm surprised I got done. It's funny because everybody's like, look at all this stuff they're just bragging on their Spotify accounts. And I get it. It's exciting, man. You should do it. I mean, it wouldn't even give me numbers. I mean, that's how low numbers Spotify isn't big for me. So yeah, it was just like, what did it call me? It gave me a name here. It said, I am the conversationalist. Okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah, I really wish that Facebook didn't feel so like a popularity game. It's just that I notice things like, yeah, doesn't matter. We're gonna be in language of the heart. I'm gonna give it a few minutes for people to kind of pop in. It's not a very long reading, so let me check my email and stuff while we're doing this. I'm expecting some emails from people. Probably not going to get them today, though. So, I feel like a nap again. I don't know. Why do I never have any energy lately? I've been getting plenty of rest. So, I'm thinking about applying for this job. Let's go do a little bit of screwing around here. Right here is what I'm looking at. Oh, wait a minute. I don't think I showed it to you, did I? Share. There we go. All right. It's a clinical one. Yeah, I'm clinical. This better be what they better be paying me, though. But what I don't get is how come the one for peer specialist is lower? But it's not at the detox, right? But I have all the experience. This is not a problem. Lived experience. I'm diagnosed with 4 different things. I'm gonna have to go get my TB test, and I'll have to get, flu shot. But notice it doesn't say COVID anymore. But that's one of the reasons I need it. I think it's just time for Dion to get to work and to quit worrying about all this other shit and go do what I'm really good at. Why not, right? Hello, Michelle. It's good to see you. Oh, it is. Your present teacher. Teacher. Yeah. Trash. I'm just having fun. All right, so we're gonna be in the language of the heart. Please, don't do that. We owe money because of an express toll. Still haven't paid it. It's probably like $5,000 by now. Who knows? But they talk about AA number 3 quite often, but we never say his name. He's talked about a couple times in the big book, right? But because he wasn't one of the founding members, I don't know why. Maybe the guy just is like, I don't want to be one. No thanks. He's like, maybe he just didn't want his name associated with it. Nor the first 100, right? If you're here, please say hello, whether you're watching the live or the rewatch. I guarantee after I'm done with this, I will get texts saying, shit, I missed it. So you don't need to worry about missing it. It doesn't bother me if people don't make it. You got a life to live. It's the wrong way. I tried to fix my shirt according to the camera instead of how it felt. And it was backwards. Because the camera's back. The camera's actually backwards, right? So even though it doesn't look like it's kind of weird the way this works. So if I do this, watch. Whoop, whoop, whoop. See, that's how it should be. That, you know, but because it's a mirror. There you go. All right. Let's get started. If you have this book and you want to follow along, I am on page. Oh, okay. 360, where it says he kept the faith. So there's going to be a story. Let's move this over to chat. I think I wasted enough time for people to get on. And here we go. All right. He kept the faith, November 1954. Bill D, AA number 3. Wow. Now, I believe now in the big book, you'll read part of the story where Bill and Bob approached a lawyer who had been in the same hospital room as Dr. Bob from before. That might help you remind you of the story. Okay. So this is who they're talking about here. His name is Bill. Maybe that's why. I need another Bill. Bill, and Bob. Hi, my name's Bob. This is my brother Bill. This is my other brother Bill. Oh, what was his name? Bob Newhart. The Bob Newhart Show. No, the Bob Newhart. Bob Newhart Show was different. No, this was Newhart, where he owned like a hotel up in Virginia or Massachusetts, something like that. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Bill D, AA number 3, died in Akron Friday night, September 17th, 1954. That is, people say he died, but he really didn't. His spirit and works are today alive in the hearts of uncounted AAs and who can doubt that Bill really already dwells in one of those many mansions in the great beyond. Now, in the big book, let's go ahead and pull it out. We got time. In the big book, where did I go to? I'm gonna go to page 164, right? And on 164, it says, "Still, you may say, but I will not have the benefit of contact with you who write this book." But we do have contact. Everything you do in this program will be carried on. See, we're all great benefactors. Okay. We're not just ordinary, we're extraordinary. And we should be. We need to be. 19 years ago, last summer, Dr. Bob and I saw him for the first time. Bill lay on his hospital bed and looked at us in wonder. 2 days before this, Dr. Bob had said to me, "If you and I are going to stay sober, we had better get busy." Straight away, Bob called Akron City's hospital and asked for the nurse on the receiving ward. He explained that he and a man from New York had a cure for alcoholism. Ooh, pretty long stretch. Cure for alcoholism, right? Did she have an alcoholic customer on whom it could be tried? Knowing Bob of old, she jokingly replied, "Well, doctor, I suppose you've already tried it yourself?" Yes, she did have a customer, a dandy. He just arrived in DT's, had blackened the eyes of 2 nurses, and now they had strapped him down tight. Would this one do? After prescribing medicines Dr. Bob ordered, put him in a private room, will be down as soon as he clears up. Now, they would have just been able to do this. They wouldn't have just been able to do this. See, Dr. Bob had some influence, and he used that influence to help make things better. Okay. I do the same thing. I have influence, and I do everything that I can to make the world a better place with my own influence. And that's why they were able to get in there. And it's important that we have relationships with these hospitals and stuff in your area. Absolutely. And not only that, but he prescribed some things for him. That would never happen today, just so you know. We found we had a tough customer in Bill. According to Nurse, he had been a well-known attorney in Akron and a city councilman, but he had landed in Akron Hospital 4 times in the last 6 months. Following each release, he got drunk even before he could get home. That's not surprising. You'll notice a lot of detoxes are not by liquor stores. It's one of the things that, we kind of look out for. Okay. So here we were talking to Bill, the first man on the bed. We told him about our drinking. We hammered it into him that alcoholism was an obsession of the mind, coupled to an allergy by the body. The obsession, we explained, condemned the alcoholic to drink against his will, and the allergy, if he went on drinking, could positively guarantee his insanity or death. How to unhook that fatal compulsion, how to restore the alcoholic to sanity was, of course, the problem. Hearing this bad news, Bill's swollen eyes opened wide. Then he took the hopeful tack. We told what we had done, how we had gotten honest with ourselves as never before, how we had talked our problems out with each other in confidence, how we tried to make amends for harm done others, how we had then been miraculously released from the desire to drink as soon as we had humbly asked God, as we understand him, for guidance and protection. Hi, Bren. It's good to see you. Looks like we got a couple more people. If you have the book, this is what the book that I'm in. I'm now on page 361, getting ready to go into 362. And what we were talking about is AA number 3. Well, obviously, that's the title. And his name is Bill. Okay. You'll find his story in the big book here and there, but I don't think his complete story is in there. I don't know. I think it used to be, but I'm not sure anymore. I also think that, Dr. Bob's Nightmare should be the first 187 pages, just so you know. But this is them doing a 12-step call. Hi, Amber. It's good to see you. And actually, that is new because you haven't said hi in a long time. So the olas and stuff. Language of the heart. Language of the heart. Not much reading left, actually. Let's see. Hearing the bad. Let me finish this. How and then we have been miraculously released from the desire to drink as soon as we had humbly asked God, as we understood him, for guidance and protection. Bill didn't seem too impressed. No, not big book. Language of the heart. Oh, but yeah, the story is in the big book somewhere. Hey, now, Bill didn't seem too impressed. Bill number 2. Okay. Looking sadder than ever, he warily ventured, well, this is wonderful for you fellows, but can't be for me. My case is so terrible that I'm scared to go out of this hospital at all. You don't have to sell me religion either. I was at one time a deacon in the church, and I still believe in God, but I guess he doesn't believe much in me. Sound familiar? Those words sound familiar? Yeah, because it came out of our mouth. What is this? It's denial. It's the frustration of our egos and our pride saying, yeah, that's good for you, but it ain't going to work for me. No. See, in that case, I've already closed my mind. And what else have I done? Well, that would be contempt prior to investigation, because I don't know what these fellows have been through. Oh, you don't. If you went through what I went through, you'd drink too. It's the biggest one you'll ever hear. Yeah, and it's pure denial. I've heard every excuse in the book. You will too. You stick around this program long enough. But what does that do? What does that do? What does it tell us? Well, it tells us something. This person's willing because they said it like that. Now they're, fuck off, get out of my room. Now we're talking about something. But he didn't say that. He just said, "Yeah, you guys, I'm happy for you, but I don't know that I can do that." That's a willingness to me. Hey, Patricia, it's good to see you. It's good to see you. It also tells us that we need to carry on and gives us certain indications. Well, he believes in God. Well, fuck, we're halfway there. Right? So, all right. Then Dr. Bob said, "Well, Bill, maybe you'll feel better tomorrow. Wouldn't you like to see us again?" "Sure, I would," replied Bill. "Maybe it won't do any good, but I'd like to see you both anyhow. You certainly know what you're talking about." Okay. Now they're going to make a second visit. And sometimes we do need a second, third visit. A lot of times, if the person pushing back too much, give them a little bit of information. Don't give it all to them. Okay. Now remember, Alcoholics Anonymous was not formed yet. So it's not like, parents gave me bottles of of wine with you, probably drink because of my kids. Oh, okay, got it. Got it. Okay. Looking in the next day, we found Bill with his wife, Henrietta. Eagerly, he pointed to us, saying, "These are the fellows I told you about. They are the ones who understand." That understand. It's the biggest thing in this whole thing. Somebody that, because I do homeless and I'm actually looking at a job, and that's going to help out. Yeah. I think I should just apply for the job. Yeah, a lot of people weren't. I don't think anybody was here yet. Let me share this. I know I'm a little off. All right. I'm looking at applying for this job, and it's a peer specialist, first episode psychosis. That has to do with recovery and medication management, case management, and it's education. Look at this. A system in navigating recovery, and share your personal story to inspire, educate, and collaborate with multidisciplinary team providing therapy. Yes, this is Dion, like all the way. All right. So, yeah, I think it's time for me, and it's part-time. This right here is perfect for me. That's perfect. Where, I work an 8-hour and then a 4-hour and then an 8-hour. Right. So, yeah. What do I need from you on that? Well, I need your prayers for direction. I do. Because I'm scared. I'm scared. So, okay. All right, Michelle. Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate your support on that. All right. All right, but I'm somebody who understands. Why? Because I'm diagnosed with 4 freaking illnesses and I'm not on any meds. I'm not on any meds. I completed what I needed to do. Yeah. Thank you, Patricia. Thank you. See, jobs haven't worked out very well for me, ever. Sobriety and recovery, drinking, it's been hard for me. And I want to get out of that mindset. So, all right. Bill then related how he had lain awake nearly all night, down in the pit of his depression. New hope had somehow been born. See, they gave him the information that he needed to make a good decision. That's all that they did. But they were able to give it to him because there was nothing, there was, anything that they were going to get from Bill number 2, they'd already gotten, which was, it doesn't work out there. It does not work out there. It was a reminder. Okay. Because the thought flashed to his mind, if they can do it, I can do it. That's hope. So what did they do? Experience, strength, and hope. That's all it was. That's the great part of this. You get to be you in all aspects. In all aspects. Over and over, he said to himself, finally, out of this hope, there burst conviction. Now he was sure. Then came a great joy. At length, peace stole over him, and he slept. Have you ever had DTs? Do you know how hard it is to fucking sleep when you're detoxing? I mean, you lay there shivering, but you ain't asleep. And then you do fall asleep and you wake up like a day and a half later. And somebody needs to be looking over you, man. Somebody needs to keep watching you, make sure your blood pressure isn't going out of, But what a great joy. What an experience to experience. Where just 24 hours ago, he was strapped down and beating the shit out of people. Yes, we deal with this stuff. The detox is scary sometimes. You always got to have one big person working. Actually, you have security now. We didn't used to have security. We used to have to do it ourselves. We used to have to take, when you worked at detox, you had to take like a self-defense class that showed you moves that kind of held people. You got to know how to give CPR. Got to know how to give first aid. How many people here know how to use Narcan? I do. If you're in recovery, even from alcoholism, carry Narcan, man. It's real easy, and you can pick it up. You can get it for free. And if you can't find it for free, you tell me, and I'll yell at somebody, and we'll get it for you. All right. I have one in my car. I don't know why this is in my house. Don't need it in the house. I'll just put it back. I'll just put it in my car. At length, peace stole over him, and he slept. Before our visit was over, Bill suddenly turned to his wife and said, "Go fetch my clothes, dear. We're going to get up and get out of here." I'm going to cry. I'm going to cry because I know what it means to leave the hospital a free man. I know what it means. After trying and trying and trying 4 visits in 6 months. That's easy. Okay. Bill D walked out of that hospital a free man, never to drink again. AA's #1 group dates from that very day. Yes, that was the first group. That was the first AA meeting. It was the first group. The force of the great example that Bill set in our pioneering time will last as long as AA itself. Bill kept the faith. What more could we say? Yeah, what more can be said on that? Because you can't, there are some things in this program you can't explain. And I wish that I could even had a better explanation of explaining why I can't explain it. Good for you. Good job. We should know this stuff because we work with people that are in dangerous situations sometimes. General knowledge of taking care of somebody who's drinks a lot. Don't let them sleep on their back. I still sleep on my side because I was so scared that I would choke to death on my own vomit while I was asleep. I still sleep on my side. Yeah. Yeah, I know the delay's about 12 seconds and restream, and my mind is set to 12 seconds. And but thank you, Bren. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Sometimes it could be up to 20 seconds. It's just something I kind of deal with, but it affects the listeners more than it affects me. Right? That's why I like to, I'll always go back a little bit if I need to. That's not a problem, because I know that delay is there. Because, if I can't meet, it's just a part of meeting people where they're at. And I like to be a part of it too. but I'm 12 seconds ahead of you. But what does that do? Well, it gives me 12 seconds to do whatever I need to do next. And you're not going to hear that for 12 more seconds. Let's do a random reading from the big book. I just don't feel like I'm done yet. 25 minutes is short for me. When I first started this, 12 minutes was the length. Could you imagine if I only went 12 minutes now? You wouldn't be satisfied, would you? You would not be satisfied. Random number between 100 and 164. Are we ready? Drum roll, drum roll. The number is 146. The number is 146 in the big book, so we're going to go there. I went to an event. I assumed it was and it wasn't. Is Facebook more real time? Is it? Huh, that's weird. I would think YouTube was, but you know better than me. Because you worked both sides. So according to Amber, and she's experienced it, I have not. So I would go with her. So if you want to cut down that lag, to Facebook. To an event, I assumed it was AA, and it wasn't. Showed me a whole new world of people. I want to know what that is. 146, right? What will it be? It's going to be in Two Employers. When was the last time you read anything about Two Employers except when you were here? Because we don't read it we used to cover this stuff. So anyway, we're going to start on 146 in the big book if you'd like to follow along. I'm going to go about 10, 15 more minutes, most likely. So you're allergic to Facebook. I don't blame you. The only reason I'm really on Facebook is because I have a lot of people that follow the podcast and the live. That's about it. That's what I use it for. I used to doom scroll through it. I don't do that anymore. All right, 146. As a class, alcoholics are energetic people. Test. Yeah, they both came through at the same time. On this side, it's not going to affect it. So I will still see that. Test. You were right, Amber. We already know. All right, as a class, alcoholics are energetic people. They work hard and they play hard. Your man should be able to metal on his. Your man should be on his own metal to make good. Okay, what does that mean? He can't make Dion tiny outfit. Oh yeah, watch this though. It lets me do this now. Watch. There you go. How you guys like that? Like that? Like the circle? Let me know. Which one do you prefer? Would it be this one? That one sucks. That one or the circle? I don't like the circle. Yeah, I don't like it. All right. There we go. Okay. So your man should be on his own metal to make good. What does that mean? It's an amends. Okay. Okay. That makes sense. Thank you, Amber, for testing that. I appreciate that. I don't get to test stuff like that. You like it looks kind of cartoony. Yeah. Huh? But that's all, folks. All right. I won't do any of my impressions because they seem to creep people out. Because I do very high ones. And it makes you wonder, where the fuck is Dion doing that? You just don't get it. Yeah. You probably didn't know he'd go that high, huh? Well, when you grow up on the Bee Gees, that's what happens. Or being somewhat weakened and faced with physical and mental readjustment to life, which to a life which knows no alcohol, he may overdo. In other words, he's going to get out of his lane at work. That's okay. You may have to curb his desire to work 16 hours a day. You may need to encourage him to play once in a while. He may wish to do a lot for other alcoholics, and something of the sort may come up during business hours. A reasonable amount of latitude will be very helpful. This work is necessary to maintain his sobriety, which is the exact reason I'm going to apply for that job. Bren's stuff only cut. There we go. Staying alive. Staying alive. I do not own the rights to that music. All right. After your man has gone along without drinking for a few months, you may be able to make use of his services with other employees who are giving you the alcoholic runaround, provided, of course, they're willing to have a third party in the picture. Oh, yes. You think that person is the only alcoholic at that job? 1 in 10. 1 in 10. I don't know that that's right. I think I'm thinking of something else. I don't know that that's right. So anyway, yes, there are other alcoholics working there. Maybe they're not at the stage yet where he is at, or where they are at, or he or she, or whatever. Okay. But this person who's a recovered alcoholic, they'll be able to see it, won't they? Yes. Now, we cannot deem other people alcoholics. Only an alcoholic can call themselves an alcoholic. It is not until a drunk decides that they are alcoholic that you become an alcoholic. There is a requirement. It is the only addiction where it is I apologize. No, it is not. It is one of the addictions where self-diagnosis is very appropriate. Yeah, see, I work in an office of 5 and there's 2 of us here. Yeah. Heck, you can just hire more recovered alcoholics. They'll work their asses off till they relapse. Just kidding. I've just worked a lot of sales rooms, a lot. I used to be one of those where I'd hop. All right. An alcoholic who has recovered but holds a relatively unimportant job can talk to a man with a better position, being on a radically different basis of life. He will never take advantage of the situation. Well, he'll be happy that he gets to do it. I would be happy that I even had the chance at it. Thanks. Because we don't get treated that way when we're in our cups. And we can see why now, huh? We can see why. Yeah. Your man may be trusted. Long experience with alcoholic excuses naturally arouse suspicion. When his wife next calls saying he is sick, you might jump to the conclusion he is drunk. If he is and is still trying to recover, he will tell you about it, even if it means the loss of his job. For he knows he must be honest, he would live it all. He will appreciate knowing you are not bothering your head about him, that you are not suspicious nor trying to run his life. So he will be shielded from temptation to drink. If he is conscientiously following the program of recovery, he can go anywhere your business may call him. Right? So we don't avoid temptation. We don't avoid this stuff. We've got to start to be responsible for our triggers. And so what happened here? Well, a slip. Let's say the employee has a slip. They slipped on Saturday, went to an AA meeting on Sunday, came back to work. Doesn't really affect them, right? But let's say they slipped on Sunday night and Monday's over with, right? Because now we have the Monday morning flu. Okay, and he's going to come and be honest. I had a slip. I got right back to it. This is progress. That is progress. And that's why you will hear some people say, relapse is part of my recovery because of that. Okay. When actually it's slips are a part of my recovery. It's just we say relapse are a part of my recovery because there's a certain cadence and the rhyming to it. It's a mental thing. But it's actually a slip. A slip means you fell down, you got right back up. Great. That's progress. We don't need more shame and blame and doom and fucking gloom around the whole thing when they made progress. They'll go to an AA meeting. They're like, you came back? Fuck yeah. Yes, that's how we do it. See, time is not the thing. Somebody could have 2 weeks of sobriety, but they've been doing this for 20 years. In case he does stumble, even once, you will have to decide whether to let him go. If you are sure he doesn't mean business, there is no doubt you should discharge him. If, on the contrary, you are sure he is doing his utmost, you may wish to give him another chance, but you should feel under no obligation to keep him on. For your obligation has been well discharged already, and they have. Why would an employer do this? Okay? Because it's hard to replace that person. It might be a money thing. Maybe the owner of the company is recovered themselves, but they find it hard helping the employees because they have a managerial or owner position. It could be several different reasons, but following this is what matters. Keeping an alcoholic on who is disrupting business and continues not to follow through anymore should probably be let go. Why? Because sometimes we got to create that gift of desperation. It's called tough love. It's a hard balance. The one thing that we can never do, and this is where it'll keep you in humility. It's never you will thank me later. If that comes out of someone's mouth, I'll just slap you. Thank you for what? Okay. You're doing me no favors. In fact, you're making my life. See, it feels creepy to me. Well, you'll thank me later. Well, I'm not going to thank you later. So anybody that ever says that to me, because what does it feel like? An ultimatum. Hey, I got to do this. You haven't left me a choice. I've come to you several times. I've asked several times, right? We have, yeah, okay. Well, this was the consequence for it. So we're gonna have to go ahead and let you go. Yeah. There's another thing you might wish to do. If your organization is a large one, your junior executives might be provided with this book. You might let them know that you have no quarrel with the alcoholic of your organization. These juniors are often in a difficult position. Men under them are frequently their friends. So, for one reason or another, they cover these men, hoping matters will turn for the better. They often jeopardize their own positions by trying to help serious drinkers who should have been fired long ago or else given an opportunity to get well. Yeah, that right there is just plain codependency. But I understand, ride or die. The way I work with my friends is, I don't know if I do that anymore, but my friends don't set me up and put me in fucking difficult situations. But I always told my friends that, you know what? If we're in public and you're wrong, I will back you. But once we get in private, I'm going to fuck you up. Because you don't ever do it to me again. Okay? Yeah. So after reading this book, a junior executive can go to such a man and approximately this. Look here, Ed. Do you want to stop drinking or not? You put me on the spot every time you get drunk. It isn't fair to me or the firm. I have been learning something about alcoholism. If you are an alcoholic, you're a mighty sick man. You act like one. See, you didn't call him an alcoholic. You said you're acting like one. The firm wants to help you get over it. And if you are interested, there is a way out. If you take it, your past will be forgotten, and the fact that you went away for treatment will not be mentioned. But if you cannot or will not stop drinking, I think you ought to resign. Now, why would they ask him to resign instead? Because you're going to keep a lot of things. It's not good for your record if you get fired. That's why. So they're giving it another opportunity. Hey, and a lot of companies will send you to treatment, and on their dime, or maybe they'll take it out of you, but they will work with you. I even had a company that waited for me because they found rehiring while I was waiting to get in work release. That took 2 months, and they still hired me back. Of course, I came back. They're like, "Oh, you don't get any commission anymore," and they abused me a lot. And I worked for another company. We sued them for $7 million. So yeah, there's that. I've had a hell of a life. It's been a ride. All right. I'm accounting for the 12-second delay. So I'm getting ready to end. If anybody has anything else they would like to say before I do my ending. All right. Well, thank you everybody for being here. I appreciate it. I hope you have a good day. And yeah, I love you. Peace out. And